the reality which is the self, ever is and alone is. That which is unreal never exists. Those who see the truth comprehend this. How is it that they see the truth? The reality alone can know the reality. Brahman alone knows Brahman. No other can do so, nor does any other exist in order to attempt to do so. How do the seers of truth see the truth? By abidance in that as that itself. It is not possible for the unreal to know the real, or the not-self to know the self. Knowledge belongs to the self alone, and in this lies liberation from all of the imagined bondage. Sri Bhagavan tells us to inquire, who am I, in order to realize the self. He also says how to realize or make more real that which is already real. Therefore, in the inquiry to know oneself, it is more a matter of unrealizing the unreal. That is, ceasing to misidentify, confusing the self with what is not the self. The Maharshi has said, who is to realize what when all that exists is the one self? And he also advises to inquire, who am I? There is no contradiction. If the one who does not know the truth examines his own nature, his knowledge, the knower and the known, all turn out to be the same thing. Samsara, or the realm of illusion, prevails only due to not knowing the self. If the self is known, there is no samsara whatsoever. Therefore, the Maharshi defined Maya as that which is not. Not as something temporarily occurring, nor as some independent power, but simply that which is not. For the realization of supreme truth, put the question to yourself. Inquire deeply within yourself as to who am I? The one who realizes truth is already existent. And that one, that the being of that one, is the substance of the realization. For in this, being is knowing. It is not a conceptual or perceptual knowledge, not through thought or the senses. How will you know yourself? Not through seeing and hearing, not through thinking. How is it that you know that you exist? It is with that very same knowledge. If there is one who seems to stand apart, to say, my experience, I have not realized, I will realize. Who is that one? Sri Ramana says to say, I have realized the self, I have not realized the self, both statements are absurd. Because all there exists is this one self, pure being, consciousness, bliss, without form, without division, without type or phase or condition or limitation of any kind. It is unborn, so it is innately imperishable. Only that which is without beginning and end is real. That which appears with beginning or end actually never began at all. The realization of this is its end. That unborn, imperishable existence is what you are. To conceive otherwise is merely imagination, and that imagination is at the root of all that is of the nature of bondage or suffering. The suffering depends on bondage. The bondage or limitation consists of misidentification or ignorance. The ignorance all has its root in the conception of existing as an individual entity, an ego. Search out that sense of I in yourself, the one that seems to be individualized. If you inquire into that one, no bondage is found, and there is the liberation. If you inquire into that one, no ego is found, only one self exists. The Upanishad instruct Tattvamasi, that you are. It is a statement of the truth. To realize its significance, one need not pretend to stand apart from it. That is, as if an onlooker or a contemplator of it. Because the statement is that you are. Not that you are another, but that you are. What you are does not change at any time. What changes is not true. The characteristic of what is true or what is real is that it is immutable. The changeless abides in and as the changeless. That is, it realizes itself. Through inquiry to know who you are, abandon false definition, that is, relinquish misidentification, including the notion of I. Then everything the Maharshi has imparted is abundantly clear. Inquire within yourself to realize the essence of this. The eyeless being that remains, the eyeless consciousness, which is infinite, that remains, is the silence.